Have you ever felt like swimming is some kind of breathing test? You inhale on one side, exhale on the other, and then wonder, wait, am I even doing this right? Don't click away just yet. Today we're going to explore a way of breathing that turns swimming into pure joy instead of a struggle. Hello, my friends. I'm so glad you're here with me because it tells me something about you, that you love the pool, you love the water, and you love that feeling of letting yourself float as if you were a kid again. But I also know there's one thing that has made many of us hesitate: breathing. It sounds so simple, but once we get in the water, everything feels out of sync. And that's when the familiar question comes up: should I breathe on one side or should I switch sides? It seems like a small question, but the answer can completely change your swimming experience. So today, let's sit down together, like two friends by the pool, sipping on a glass of iced tea, and talk about why breathing on one side can feel easier and more comfortable, why switching sides can make your body stronger and more balanced, and most importantly, how to make the transition smooth so you don't end up gasping for air or feeling stressed. One-sided breathing, the natural starting point. Let's go back in time to that very first swim lesson. What worried us most wasn't kicking, and it wasn't pulling with our arms. It was figuring out how not to swallow a mouthful of pool water. That's why choosing to breathe on just one side becomes almost instinctive. It's like finding your favorite chair in the living room. You sit down and immediately feel at ease. When you stick with one side, your brain relaxes. It doesn't have to overthink or do extra calculations. Sports researchers have shown that one-sided breathing actually allows you to take in more oxygen because you inhale on every stroke cycle. This is especially helpful for beginners or anyone who tires easily. More oxygen means a steadier heart rate, less muscle fatigue, and a calmer mind. And maybe most importantly, it gives you a sense of control. No counting, no overthinking. Just inhale, exhale, swim. For those of us over 60, that sense of ease is priceless. We come to the pool to relax, not to feel like we're competing in the Olympics. Bilateral breathing. When your body finds balance. But here's where things get interesting. If one-sided breathing gives you safety and comfort, switching sides is like upgrading your routine, helping your body become stronger and more balanced. Science shows that if you breathe on one side for too long, your body tends to rotate unevenly, which can lead to tight shoulders or even lower back pain. Switching sides helps bring everything back into balance. Both shoulders, both sides of your spine get to share the work. And there's more. Breathing on both sides opens up a whole new way of seeing the water. If you've ever swum with the sun glaring in your face, you know how uncomfortable it can be. Bilateral breathing lets you choose the view that's easier on your eyes, avoid collisions with other swimmers, and stay on course during longer swims. Even more fascinating, learning to breathe on both sides is like a workout for your brain. Neuroscientists say that learning a new skill sparks fresh neural connections that keep the brain young and coordination sharp. That means you're not just improving your swimming, you're giving your memory and reflexes a little tune-up too. How to transition from one-sided to bilateral breathing. So how do you actually make this change without gasping for air? Don't worry, it's not something you have to master overnight. Think of it like learning a new dance. Small, gentle steps will help you find a new rhythm. First, slow things down. Pick a day when you're not in a rush and tell yourself, today I'm just practicing breathing. Speed doesn't matter. Swim slowly, breathe on your usual side twice, then try switching to the other side once. Repeat this over and over. Your body will start to adjust. Another great tip is to practice on land. Stand on the pool deck, mimic your arm strokes, and practice the breathing motion. This helps your body get comfortable before you even hit the water. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Many swimmers, after just a few weeks of gentle practice, go from "I only breathe to the right" to effortlessly breathing every 3 strokes. Each time you succeed, smile. You just taught your body something new, even at 60, 70 or beyond. Swimming isn't just exercise, it's the rhythm of life itself. When you learn to breathe on both sides, You're not just training your body, you're opening up a new way of seeing the world. And if you decide to keep breathing on just one side, that's wonderful too, as long as you feel safe and happy in the water. In the end, the goal isn't perfect technique, it's that sense of freedom, of letting yourself float and savoring every single breath. Every breath you take in the water is like a breath of life. When we breathe on one side, we seek safety and familiarity. When we switch sides, we open ourselves to something new. We find balance. We step outside of our comfort zone. Both are valuable and both deserve to be honored. Maybe you'll choose to keep breathing on one side because it gives you peace of mind. Or maybe you'll start practicing bilateral breathing to build strength and give your brain a healthy challenge. Whatever you choose, the most important thing is this: you're still swimming, you're still nourishing your body, keeping your heart strong, and letting the water hold your spirit. And let me remind you of this: it is never too late to learn something new. At 60, 70, even 80, we can still discover new rhythms of life. Every breath, every stroke is a quiet reminder. I am still here. I am still alive. If this video gave you even a spark of inspiration, share it with a friend who might still be hesitant to get in the pool. Show them that learning to swim, or simply learning to breathe,